John Cole, powerlift record holder. Franco Colombo, bodybuilder, former Mr. Universe. Mike Dayton, Kung Fu Master, 1976 Mr. America. Lou Ferrigno, one-time Mr. International. George Flynn, 6 times U.S. hammer throw champion. Ken Patera, professional wrestler. Bruce Wilhelm, 1976 U.S. Olympic weightlifter. And Bob Young, offensive guard, St. Louis Cardinals. Welcome to the Universal Studios Tour Center, which will be our home for the next 10 weeks for the World's Strongest Men competition. Our competitors invited here upon the recommendation of experts, and we are going to test every facet of their strength, but not in a traditional way. We've got a refrigerator race, a wheelbarrow race, a tram pull, a tire toss. It's unique, and I know that you're going to enjoy it. Now, each of our competitors is guaranteed $2,000. 9 of our 10 events will break down this way. 10 points for the winner, 7 for second, 4 for third, and a point for fourth. And each of those points is worth $50, so that a winner of an event would get $500. Then, at the end of 9 events, our 4 point leaders would go into a one-on-one tug-of-war final with the points doubled. And our overall point leader will get a $10,000 bonus check, $5,000 for second, $4,000 for third, and $3,000 for fourth. If our overall winner also sweeps the previous 9 competitions, then he would receive the maximum, $14,500. Our first event is the barrel lift. We'll start at 150 pounds, and who knows where we'll go after that. And who better to tell you how to handle this particular event than a legendary weightlifter himself, our Commissioner of Power, Paul Anderson. Paul, nice to see you. What's the key to lifting barrels?
Well, it's a very, very difficult thing. The athletes are going to have to bring the barrel from the ground to the chest, we call cleaning it, then overhead. Now, that sounds easy, but the barrel is filled with lead shot and liquid. And this is going to be sloshing around all the time. And, of course, they're used to bringing a bar that's the inch and a 16th in diameter here with the weights on each end and pushing it overhead comfortably. Here's 2 feet here, and it's sloshing all the time. Boy, this is going to be an exciting event.
The 150-pound weight proved to be no problem for our muscle men, so we move ahead to 200 pounds. And remember the awkwardness of that weight, liquid and shots sloshing around on the bottom. Franco Colombo, the first competitor. He's 5'6", weighs 182 pounds, and he's 34 years old. He will have 90 seconds to accomplish this. Can clean it to his chest in any manner that he selects. But he must pause. Go! Now he will try to press to the top, but he can't.
Try it again. Come on, Franco. Go ahead. One more try, Franco. Get that. Come on, Franco. You can do it.
Tried to hurry too much that time.
Settle down. Settle down.
Take your breath, Franco. You're okay. Come on, Franco. Come on. You're okay. Hold it. Now settle down. Put it up.
Now he can press to the top. He's got it this time. Now the 4 officials are Tommy Kono, Bob Heiss, John Turpak, and Russ Nipp. And as one of the heavyweights, John Cole, comes up, they will be watching carefully for 2 things that he must do. When he cleans to his chest, he must hold it there for 2 seconds. Then when he presses to the top, he must also hold it there. Cole has deadlifted better than 800 pounds.
Take your time.
But this is considerably more awkward than barbells.
Take your time.
Come on, John. Come on, John. Do it.
Hold it.
Seems to be rushing that initial lift, doesn't he?
Hold it.
He went through, but he did not pause at the chest, and there's going to be an inquiry. The officials will be conferring with our Commissioner of Power, Paul Anderson. here is the biggest man in our competition. 326-pound Bruce Wilhelm stands 6'3½". He is 31 years old. Attended Oklahoma State University and then went on to get a master's in education at San Jose State. With very little effort, Bruce Wilhelm hoists the 200 pounds and advances. Now, there seems to be a problem here with John.
Yeah, I'm sorry, John, but the judges had a conference after your lift, and they had to rule that the lift was not acceptable because there wasn't sufficient pause at the chest. And a lot of us think it's harder to do it your way, but it didn't conform with the rules.
So Hal Conley tells John Cole that he's out, and here's Bob Young.
Come on, Bob.
Young is 6'1", weighs 284 pounds.
There you go.
And he's finding that barrel as difficult as he might find Alan Page across the line of scrimmage from him. Now, I think that St. Louis Cardinal guard's got it this time. He does. Besides being a football player, Young also has a weightlifting background. Down in the state of Texas, where he grew up, he established a couple of records in the super heavyweight class. Deadlifted 715 pounds. Kenny Patera is up. He's 6'1", weighs 286 pounds. Put it up on its end. A different style. Cleans it to his chest. He told me before we started that he's got a very painful back.
Hold it.
Got it up easily, though, didn't he? But I think you can see that pain etched across his face. Here is our youngest competitor, 25-year-old Lou Ferrigno. And look at that body. 6'5", 278 pounds.
I think if I sit down, Lou, I'll get to relax the camera.
Let's press straight up. He had quite a dip there. Now, it's up to the judges to decide whether that was an excessive knee jerk or not. They'll confer. The next competitor, George Flynn, in the blue, is getting ready. And Ferrigno has been declared out. You see that? An excessive knee jerk. He goes to the sidelines. Flynn is ready. Hammer throw champion. So he is much more accustomed to having that weight whirl above his head on the end of a chain. Here, he's got to bring 200 pounds straight up to his chest. And like Patera, he puts it up on one end. Hal Conley will tell him when he can go, and he says, go ahead. And George Flynn will go on to the next round. One of the smaller competitors, Mike Dayton, who stands 5'11", and Mike will be matched against his exact weight. Look at the bandage on Mike's right elbow. Bothered there by an injury.
Settle down.
Steady up, Mike.
Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Go!
Trying to get it up to the top. Won't make it. So Mike Dayton joins John Cole and Lou Ferrigno on the sidelines, and we'll be back with the next round in just a moment. The world's strongest men continues with the barrel lift. We have added 50 pounds of water and shot to that barrel, so Franco Columbu will be matched against 250 pounds. At 200 pounds, he cleaned it by rolling it to his chest. He'll try the same style. And he must hold it there for 2 seconds.
Hold it a second.
Now he will try to get it up over his head. Get those neck muscles, and he can't make it. Franco Columbu is out. Half the starting field remains. And, folks, Bruce Wilhelm is serious. He has taken off his sunglasses. applying rosin to his hands. 90 seconds, the time limit. He made 200 pounds look like a toy. Ambushed. He has put it up on one end, changed his style. Now he's got to steady up and await the signal. The clock is running on Wilhelm. Through the ages, men of strength have always reached down inside themselves for that one burst of energy that'll carry them through.
How much time we got?
You've got enough time for one final big effort.
Catch your breath.
Judge Russ Nip looking on. He's got a chance this time, but he's got to beat that clock. Hurry now, Bruce. Must hold it there, and he's done it. Had just about 2 seconds left when you completed that one.
That was great. Yeah, real nice. Yeah, that's a lot.
Bruce, that one surprised you. I think you thought you were going to jerk that one right up.
I thought it was going to be a piece of cake, too. I don't know what's the matter.
What's going to be the limit?
God, I hope no one does it. That's all I can say. I don't know.
Here's Ken Patera. He's 6'1", weighs 286 pounds, and again he'll put it up on its end.
Yeah.
Now he also must stabilize the weight inside the barrel. Remember, he's competing with that bad back.
Level it out.
Oh, I thought he was going to throw it up. Not going to make it. Patera is out. Only one man has made it through 250 pounds, Bruce Wilhelm. And there is one competitor left, George Friend. He preferred that style with the barrel up on one end. Let's see if he maintains it. He does. I can see that the only problem with that is that once you get it to your chest, you must then stabilize the weight. Friend's in trouble. And he is out.
Beat them!
Man, off to a roaring start. You didn't want to go any further.
Nope, that's it. Not want to go any further. Undisputed champ.
But there's a long way to go here,
God,
Dr. Wilhelm.
Don't tell me about it. I know, I'm panicked. I like to start hard and finish easy.
Wilhelm's victory earns him $500, and 4 others tied for second.
When we come back, it's the bar bend.
Strength and some important leverage. In the first week, Bruce Wilhelm won the barrel lift. And here come our 8 strong men. 3/8 of an inch in diameter, 2.5 feet long. And our judges will hand out the bars. Tommy Kono, Bob Heiss, John Terpak, and Russ Nip. Now, no part of the contestant's hands, forearms, or elbows may touch any other part of his body or other external support, and the contestant's hands must remain at the ends of the bar at all times during this bend, and he must remain in a reasonably upright position. Dayton will go to the back of the neck area.
Ben!
Oh, much too easy. Somebody reached for those larger bars. Franco, you're the only one using your teeth. Why do you do it that way?
I did this way before, and I have a good leverage doing it this way. It's more dangerous, but looks better.
And those bars that they are being handed right now, 1/2 inch in diameter, are 8 strongmen. What a variety in personalities and backgrounds we've got for this competition. We've got stuntmen, professional wrestlers, we've got weightlifters. Oh, even the growls sound strong in this competition, don't they? They've got 90 seconds to accomplish it, and I think they're all going to beat that clock easily this time. Here's Hal Conley, our director of events. He'll come along and measure. Now, they have to get the 2 ends of that steel bar 8 inches or less apart. And I don't think anyone had trouble here.
Good, good.
The 5/8 inch steel bar is next, and I have been told to look for about half of our field to disappear trying to bend this one.
McCain chain.
And each of those bars this time, 5/8 inches in diameter. The time limit's 90 seconds.
Gotta give it to me, baby. Come on, baby.
Our men of muscle may have met their match. And that foul is against George Friend. You can see those elbows draped over the ends of the bar. He's out of the competition. All of them trying to get added leverage. Lou Ferrigno has it away from the back of his neck and in his hands. Franco Colombo's taking it out of his mouth this time. Bruce Wilhelm, who won the first week, trying to grab 10 more points. Less than 30 seconds left. Now, if none of our strongmen can get the ends of that bar within at least 8 inches of each other, then whoever comes the closest would be judged the winner. Friend yelling encouragement to Patera. It's going to be up to Hal Conley and that yardstick to tell who won this.
Bruce Wilhelm, 29.5 inches. Ken Patera, 34 inches.
Keep in mind now that the shortest distance would win this.
Lou Ferrigno, 24.25 inches.
24.25 would be our leader right now.
Mike Dayton, no, it's beyond 3 feet. All right, hold the end up. Franco Colombo, hold it. 26.25 inches. John Cole, 29 3/8 inches.
Bob Young was disqualified along with George Friend. Lou Ferrigno, the winner, he picks up 10 points. Congratulations. Very nice job. What was the key to that? You were grunting and groaning.
Well, I looked behind there. I saw a muscle guy out there. God Almighty, dude, help me. And he gave me the strength to do it.
Interesting, isn't it? A couple of bodybuilders, Colombo and Ferrigno, are near the top. 100 pounds. The apparatus, another 10 pounds. 10 feet to the top. Fastest time going to win. Now we're going to start off with 2 four-man heats. Numbers 1 and 2. And each heat will come back for the four-man championship. And Paul Anderson, what will it take to win this?
A great deal of hand strength, forearm strength. Not only a wrist roll, but a reverse wrist roll, which is going to really be a test of not only strength, but endurance.
All right, our Commissioner of Power, let's take a look at the standings after the first 2 weeks of competition. And they are bunched at the top. 1 point separating those 3 competitors. Here's Lou Ferrigno, John Cole, also in this heat, Kenny Patera, Bob Young, and all 4 wearing gloves. Our director of events, Hal Conley, starts them on their way. Ken Patera takes a quick lead. Lou Ferrigno is in second. John Cole and Bob Young are trailing. Patera now opening up that lead. Ferrigno, remember, the first 2 will qualify for the finals. Patera battling now to lift that weight up to that 10-foot mark. 110 pounds he is trying to wrist roll. 2 feet to go for Patera. Lou Ferrigno struggling to get in. John Cole and Bob Young appear to be out of it. Here's Patera, his winning time, 36.6. Lou Ferrigno is second, 39.9 is his time, and he'll go to the final round. Kenny, that is a little bit more difficult than it looks, I take it.
Well, right now I'm having trouble straightening my fingers, Brent.
You've got to come back one more time.
I got to come back in the second heat, and I'm looking forward to it. Competition's tremendous. I have to admit there's no slouches in here. They're all tremendous competitors.
That is sure true of Kenny Patera out of Brigham Young University, one of the more famous athletes that school produced. Now, Bruce Wilhelm was our Olympic heavyweight weightlifter in Montreal, and 4 years prior to that, it was Ken Patera. Wilhelm getting ready for Heat 2, and you can see how the muscles tighten up in this wrist roll. Lou Ferrigno being worked on. And we are ready for Heat 2 of the wrist roll. Franco Columbo. And next to him, the big man, Bruce Wilhelm. And we have a competitor not yet on the scoreboard after 2 weeks, Mike Dayton. And to his left, the hammer throw champion from Southern California, George Friend. And Dayton will go without any gloves, as will Columbo. They begin, and Dayton takes a lead. Oh, close for second. Columbo and Wilhelm are very tight right now. Dayton's still ahead by about a foot. Friend trails this field. It is Mike Dayton pulling away, and his time is going to be outstanding. Columbo trying to get second. Only the first 2 go to the finals. It'll be Dayton as the winner. Wilhelm trying to come back. Columbo trying to hold on. Look at that time for Mike Dayton. 25-3, and he will go to the final with Franco Columbo second.
About time I got in here, huh?
I can't believe you did that without gloves on.
Well, I got tough hands from bending quarters.
From bending quarters, that toughened up your hands for this event?
Toughens up my hands, that's right.
You just shot right out of there. You were so confident. What'd you do? Did you tape your thumbs and then put some rods on it?
I got blisters on my thumbs from wrist rolling, so I knew to put some tape on it.
Now, in the first heat, the first 2 men tied up in the forearms. Yours still seem a little loose to me.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring them on. I'm ready.
You all set?
Yes, I'm all set, and we're really pumped, and we just hope to complete the lift now.
Mike, can you repeat that fantastic time?
I'm going to try to better it.
Franco, you all set, ready to go?
I'm all set, and I'm going to be better than before.
Ken, did you get enough time to recuperate?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Good luck to all 4 of you. One thing's for sure, when we finish this 3rd week of the World's Strongest Men competition, we'll have a new leader. Bruce Wilhelm is nowhere to be found up there in the finals. Al Connolly will start the 4. Mike Dayton, who turned in that sensational time with the lead over Franco Columbo and Lou Ferrigno. Columbo struggling. Look at the pressure on those forearms. Patera is in 4th. Ferrigno and Columbo dueling for 2nd. Dayton with a slight lead. But Columbo and Ferrigno are starting to make a run at it. A foot to go for Dayton. closing in now. So close between Dayton and Colombo. Colombo thinks he's won. We'll take a look in slow motion, and we'll see who's the winner of this final. It was that final foot, and the judges say that Mike Dayton is the winner. Colombo and Ferrigno tie for second.
Thanks, Mike. I have to say Mike's fantastic, David.
How did it feel? You didn't have that much
That's how
time.
it felt.
Take a close look. Hold up this hand here. Can you see these hands? This is what happens when you do this event without any gloves.
That's what it took to win.
But congratulations, you get on the scoreboard. Blanked in the first two, and now you pick up 10 points.
I'm glad. It was a lot harder than the first one.
Lou, they have just told me it was the last foot that got you a tie for second place. Congratulations. Great finish.
Thank you. I'll tell you one thing. I'm very happy taking second because the last 2 feet was almost unbearable. And, you know, every one of hands was ripped. You could see the chip, and Franco hurt his hand, and we just barely made it.
Now, Franco, come on in here because, of course, you tied Lou, and what it means is that you two gentlemen are tied for first place in the competition after 3 events, Franco. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's very interesting.
The hammer throwers aren't up here. It's you two bodybuilders. Can you keep it up?
Yes, because Franco and I want to really promote the sport of bodybuilding. We want to show that bodybuilders are strong as well as being great athletes.
I don't think you never know what happens next.
And the wrist roll final gives 10 points to Mike Dayton. And the two bodybuilders, Ferrigno and Colombo, overhaul Bruce Wilhelm.
Stay tuned for the wheelbarrow race.
Push 750 pounds up this 9-degree incline with the finish line 100 feet away where our judges are standing up there. We will run this event with 2 qualifying heats. Then each of the 2 fastest qualifiers in each heat will come back for the championship final. Commissioner of Power Paul Anderson, this is about to test everything that a man's got.
Entire body, grip first, arms, legs, back, something like this. The athletes will pick the wheelbarrow up, lean into it, go forward like this, and move out, and
That's good, Paul. That's a good demonstration.
hopefully finish the course.
We have finished 3 weeks of our competition. Lou Ferrigno and Franco Colombo tied at the top. And in Heat 1, Colombo will start in Lane 1. Next to him, the power weightlifter from Arizona, John Cole. Starting in Lane 3, our winner last week in the wrist roll competition, Mike Dayton. In Lane 4, the hammer throw champion, George Friend. The rules are simple. Competitors must keep those hands on the handles at all times and keep those wheelbarrows in the lanes throughout the dash. One of the judges at the top of that hill, Tommy Kono, 3 times an Olympic weightlifting champion out of Hawaii, now an Olympic coach. He was on the 1956 team with Hal Conley, who was our director of events and ready to start these men. Conley won the hammer throw that year. Dayton in Lane 3 with the lead. Cole coming back. Look at those rippling arm muscles. The 2 fastest finishers will qualify for the 4-man final. Colombo battling for second, Cole the winner, and Franco Colombo grabs second. How tough a course is that?
Craziness.
Craziness, John? Wait till you see what we've got planned for you in the weeks ahead as you look down from this hill in the San Fernando Valley. We're ready now for Heat 2 of the wheelbarrow race. Lou Ferrigno will be in Lane 1. Next to him, Bruce Wilhelm. And in Lane 3, Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals.
My brother started lifting. He played college football, and he got after it. And it took him about 2 years, like I said, a year-round training to get good. And 1 more year to be a world champion. He's been world champion 2 years in a row now in powerlifting in 242-pound class. And he got me started back on it a little bit. And each season I noticed I was playing a little bit better. So I said, well, I'm getting a little older now. I'll keep after it. So about 2 years now I've been trying to lift hard.
Rather than lift, Bob Young will be pushing 750 pounds uphill. In Lane 4, Kenny Patera. They begin Heat 2. Lou Ferrigno is in lane 1. They've got to keep those wheelbarrows right in their lanes. He was weaving outside, but Bruce Wilhelm has taken charge. Young and Patera collided. Wilhelm the winner, and Ferrigno's lost control at the finish. We're going to have to confer with the judges. There was a problem. Ferrigno's all right. He's up. No doubt about who won it, though, is there? Bruce, you just shot up that hill like you'd been practicing this event.
I'm just a bull, you know that. I've got to win this. I've got to.
You've got to come back now in the second heat, though, and John Cole looked pretty impressive.
That's unfortunate, isn't it? Well, we'll just have to do the best we can. I really haven't practiced this. This just shows what an Olympic weightlifter does. And this is exactly where we're heading for victory.
The problem is second place. Look at Young. He collided with Patera and forced him out of his lane. Bob, what happened?
Well, we were both, me and Ken both was doing real well, and I think we about tied for second there, and I lost control in the spin. I went over and hit Ken, knocked him out of his lane, and probably cost him second place.
Ken, you feel you should be declared then the second place finisher and come back in the final?
Well, definitely. It wasn't Bob's fault, but I'm going to file a protest.
Protest is unnecessary because the judges ruled that Lou Ferrigno lost control before he crossed the finish line. Here are the 4 men in the final. Bruce Wilhelm. Next to him, Franco Colombo, who was a co-leader when we began the day. John Cole is in lane 3. He won the first heat. And Ken Patera in lane 4. Can anyone beat Wilhelm? He turned in a 12.3 time in that first heat. Patera off well. Here's Wilhelm. Patera and Cole dueling, but Wilhelm again explodes. But so close for second, and Patera comes across. Big guy, you have made that event look awfully easy.
Well, I don't know. My knee's a little sore now. I banged it on the other one, but I wanted to win it to once again prove the superiority of the athletic Olympic lifter.
You know, of course, that this puts you back in first place after 4 events in our competition.
Well, it's just lucky, you know. We got a lot of good competitors here, a lot of good athletes, really, you know, all joking aside. But it'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm gassed.
Someone else who is gassed is John Cole. Look at his final 10 yards in lane 3. He wavers, and that allows Kenny Patera to grab second. All right, Kenny, you wind up second. Great effort there at the end.
Well, thank you. You know, I'm a competitor, and whatever this thing after 10 events proves, I don't know what it's going to prove, but I'm going to say that there's 8 guys here. I have to take my hat off to all of them, because this is something that you really can't train for, because they're all weird events, but I love it. The competition's fantastic.
Wilhelm's winning time, 12.3, gives him 10 points, and it pushes him back into the lead after 4 weeks of the competition. Tire toss. And in the circle warming up, the favored George Friend, United States hammer throw champion. And Commissioner of Power Paul Anderson, they're going to have to beat Friend and the men who've done the revolutions in the circle before.
Definitely so. Those who have had experience in hammer throwing or discus throwing are going to have an advantage here.
Do you ever have any experience in that, Commissioner?
No, I really haven't. I haven't done any tire tossing or discus throwing. As a child, I rolled a tire a great deal. You know, it's a sport, but that's about it.
Our standings after 4 events, 5.5 points separate those top 3. Wilhelm the leader. The rules for this competition are simple. Each man is going to get a couple of qualifying tosses, and then the top 4 qualifiers will come back and compete for the championship points in the final round. Right now, we're going to show you the top 4 tosses in the first qualifying round. Here's Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals. That toss of Young's measured as 34-10 3/4. Ken Patera. A lot of discus competition in his background at Brigham Young. That toss measured by our officials at 36-1.5. The man they're all shooting at, Wilhelm. To the left side. Measured at 36-6. and the favorite, George Friend. Is there a world record for this event? Friend's toss, 37-11 3/4, our best so far, so I guess maybe that's the world record, huh? Now, the distance to beat, to stay in the running, Bob Young's 34-10 3/4. And here's Wilhelm. Interesting that John Cole has not qualified yet. He's a former discus champion. He'll be up next. You've got that up in the California sky as our officials come out, mark it down.
35 feet 3 inches.
Not as far as his first toss, so that 36-6 stands for Bruce. Now here's Cole. Been experimenting with a one-handed tossing style, wearing a support bandage around that right elbow. Great throw and a good toss. That could be the best so far.
39 feet,
It is.
10 1/4 inch.
Cole jumps to the top of the heap. And Young would now be eliminated, but he'll still have one more toss coming up. And the distance he will have to beat is Patera's 36 1/2. Here's Friend. He was out first at 37-11 3/4. This is our second and final qualifying round. That may be better than his first throw, although George not that happy with it.
38 feet, 7 1/2 inches.
That is his best toss. And here is Patera. Now, he stands in fourth, remember, at 36 1/2. So he's in jeopardy of being eliminated unless he can improve upon that. How's that? You don't think that's not awkward to toss that tire out there? Go try it sometime. Oh, Hal Conley tells us that's the best so far. Our first 40-footer. Now Wilhelm is definitely in jeopardy. That 36-6 is in fourth place, and he could be eliminated. Three of our competitors have not qualified. Now we'll show you. Lou Ferrigno, he fouled out, stepped over the arc, and the smaller men were never in the hunt. Franco Colombo eliminated. Mike Dayton tore up his hands during the wrist roll competition. Note those bandages. He just could not get a good grip on this tire. And Wilhelm wondering what Bob Young might come up with. If Young can exceed that 36-6, then Wilhelm would be eliminated from the finals. He's got a chance with that toss. Young thinks he has done it. Everybody pulling for Bob Young right here because Wilhelm is the overall leader.
39 9 1/4.
Bobby, nice going. Last man to toss the heat was on.
Well, I've been doing badly. I thought I better beat somebody in something before I got out of here.
You get Bruce Wilhelm very angry at you for
Well,
a
he
minute.
deserved it. He's been winning a little too much anyway.
Good luck in the finals.
All right, thank you.
Kenny? Kenny, I don't know if you're aware of what this means in the score, but if you go on now, win the final round, you will jump into a tie with your friend Bruce Wilhelm for the lead.
Well, that's right. You know, I consider all these people my friends, and they're all great sportsmen, but George Friend holds the world's record in the 56-pound weight throw and the 36 and the 35-pound weight throw, so I'm looking for him to really pop one, but I just hope to win.
We'll be right back with our finalists list. Paul Anderson's officials are set to go to work. John Terpak, Bob Heiss, Tommy Kono, Russ Nip, Hal Conley will be judging this effort by George Friend. We have got 3 Olympic gold medalists among our officials. They're all experts in the various areas of strength. Now, there is Nip watching Friend to see if he fouls. That circle he'll be spinning in, similar to what they use for a shot put or a discus. Friend, of course, a hammer throw champion, and prior to him, it was Hal Connolly, our director of events, who dominated that event.
Come on. Show him. Come on, you can do it.
After that Mark Goodrich-like conversation to that tire, Friend got it out there. 41. Man, that is the best so far. It exceeds 40 feet. Friend the leader. Will it hold up? Here's Bob Young.
All right, Bob Young up.
Just qualified for the finals with that final toss of his.
Go, Bobby. Get it off this time.
He's calm like an offensive lineman, isn't he?
Get him out. Hey.
Not as good as Friend's.
39 feet 2 inches.
Friend still in first. Here's Cole. He is the only man in the world to win 2 national AAU titles in the same year in 2 sports. Back in 1969, he was the AAU discus champion and also the AAU national heavyweight powerlift champion. Well, he should know how to spin. Well, that tire wobbling a bit like a Billy Kilmer pass, wasn't it? Not as good as Friend's toss. So John Cole will not move into the lead, and only one man left. And here he is, Patera. Shooting for that 41 feet, 2.5 inches. Good toss. Kenny Patera with a chance. You did get it out there, big guy. Get it out!
All right. All right. 41.
Our winner, Kenny Patera.
Clutch throw. Clutch, I can't believe it.
Interviewed enough of these guys. Give me this here. Let me talk to Ken. I think I ought to take care of the mic. I think we ought to do the talking here. We don't need any more of this. Ken, let me congratulate you. Fine throw. I'm glad to see it.
I appreciate it.
What were you thinking about when you did that tremendous throw?
Well, the only thing that I was thinking of was that you have 21 points and I had 11.
No doubt about it. I'm the greatest here so far, and we're trying to get you up there in second place. Do you think there's any possibility of overcoming my magnanimous lead?
He's still convinced that I'm in second place. Now, I'm going to tell you, whatever the outcome of this thing is, I'm going to challenge you in Madison Square Garden to a no-holds-bar, no time limit match.
Let me hope your insurance policy is paid up. There won't be enough of you left to feed the fishes back there.
And I'll tell you, and I'll get your insurance policy in order.
Don't worry, it's GI. It's almost under.
Tremendous.
2 big hammer throwers, as I call them, all tied. Congratulations,
Thank you very much. It's tremendous competition.
And for winning the competition, Patera receives 10 points. Friend picks up 7 for second, Young 4 for third, and Cole 1 point. So at the halfway mark, with our 2 Olympic weightlifters, Bruce Wilhelm and Ken Patera, tied for the lead. Let's go back and review the 5 winning efforts so far. Here is Bruce Wilhelm, the barrel lift. It will look rather simple, but it is treacherous. Liquid and shot inside that barrel. Total weight 250 pounds. And Bruce's triumph gave him 10 points. In event 2, Lou Ferrigno, in the middle, was able to bend the ends of that 5/8-inch bar to within 24.5 inches of each other to capture 10 points. Event 3 was the wrist roll. Mike Dayton won it to give us our 3rd champion in as many events. Then it was Wilhelm coming back for his 2nd triumph. That wheelbarrow loaded with 750 pounds, and watch him explode up that incline. The tire toss was captured in dramatic fashion by Ken Patera on the last toss of the event.
powerful men in the world have come together to determine who is the world's strongest man. Now, let's meet the competitors.
John Cole, powerlift record holder. Franco Colombo, bodybuilder, former Mr. Universe. Mike Dayton, Kung Fu master, 1976 Mr. America. Lou Ferrigno, one-time Mr. International. George Friend, 6 times U.S. hammer throw champion. Ken Patera, professional wrestler. Bruce Wilhelm, 1976 U.S. Olympic weightlifter. And Bob Young, offensive guard, St. Louis Cardinals. Welcome to the Universal Studios Tour Center, which will be our home for the next 10 weeks for the World's Strongest Men competition. Our competitors invited here upon the recommendation of experts, and we are going to test every facet of their strength, but not in a traditional way. We've got a refrigerator race, a wheelbarrow race, a tram pull, a tire toss. It's unique, and I know that you're going to enjoy it. Now, each of our competitors is guaranteed $2,000. 9 of our 10 events will break down this way. 10 points for the winner, 7 for second, 4 for third, and a point for fourth. And each of those points is worth $50, so that a winner of an event would get $500. Then, at the end of 9 events, our 4 point leaders would go into a one-on-one tug-of-war final with the points doubled. And our overall point leader will get a $10,000 bonus check, $5,000 for second, $4,000 for third, and $3,000 for fourth. If our overall winner also sweeps the previous 9 competitions, then he would receive the maximum, $14,500. Our next event is the tram pull, and our director of events, Hal Conley, is struggling mightily. 8,400 pounds each tram, and Commissioner of Power Paul Anderson, used to be that you hired a good-sized horse to do that.
That's right, and Hal's doing a good job there starting it. I think the athletes should start it with short, choppy steps, then lengthen the steps after they get it rolling. After they get it rolling, then get up some speed then. So I believe that'll be the best way to get to a finest time on this.
And this is such an important event. We have got 5.5 points separating our top 4 athletes after 5 weeks of competition. With our 2 Olympic weightlifters, Bruce Wilhelm and Ken Patera, tied for the lead. Let's go back and review the 5 winning efforts so far. Here is Bruce Wilhelm, the barrel lift. It will look rather simple, but it is treacherous. Liquid and shot inside that barrel. Total weight 250 pounds. And Bruce's triumph gave him 10 points. In event 2, Lou Ferrigno, in the middle, was able to bend the ends of that 5/8-inch bar to within 24.5 inches of each other to capture 10 points. Event 3 was the wrist roll. Mike Dayton won it to give us our 3rd champion in as many events. Then it was Wilhelm coming back for his 2nd triumph. That wheelbarrow loaded with 750 pounds, and watch him explode up that incline. The tire toss was captured in dramatic fashion by Ken Patera on the last toss of the event. And now it's the 6th event in our 10-week competition. 2-man heats. Fastest time will capture the championship. Ken Patera being strapped inside that harness. Marvelous all-around athlete at Brigham Young. Shot put champion, wrestler, went on to become an Olympic weightlifter. He's matched against our pro football player, Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals. Each of those trams weighs 8,400 pounds. And remember what Paul Anderson said about those short, choppy steps to get it underway. Hal Conley starts them. Both men have got the tram moving. It's a race against that clock. Young with a slight lead over Patera. Very close. Young now beginning to pull away, and he wins it in 16.8. Patera's second, 18.8. Bob, as our first winner, how tough is this event?
It was tough getting it started. Once you get it started, if you don't slip, you're all right.
Traction then could be a problem.
These shoes slip a little bit on this pavement. Right. I hope my time holds up.
That time of Bob, 16.8. George Friend getting ready in this heat. His competition, John Cole of Scottsdale, Arizona. For years, these two men have gone head-to-head in AAU weightlifting competitions. Now they're pulling an 8,400-pound tram. Cole trying to get it underway. Friend is going. George Friend with an early lead. Friend should be able to hold on here against Cole. Listen to Cole. What a comeback by John Cole. I couldn't split them. We have got to take another look. What a finish. Friend hoping that he was able to hold on. Here it is. You be the judge of this. Look at Cole coming back.
I got off to a better start, I noticed, and kind of lost my traction at the end there, but I figured it was a dead heat. It looked like a dead heat to me, which is kind of good because we've always, this is my old nemesis from years ago. We've been hassling at it for years.
The judge said that it was a dead heat. You tied 22-1 is the official time, they tell me.
Yeah.
And Patera's in second at 18.8. 4 heats in the tram pull, and look at his competition. Our biggest man, 300-pound Bruce Wilhelm of Sunnyvale, California. On the surface, this looks like a mismatch, but Colombo's a gutty guy. Let's see how he does. Hal Conley has got them underway. Bob Young, 16.8 is the time they're shooting at. Wilhelm moving easily. Wilhelm driving toward the finish. We have got a new leader, a sensational time for Bruce Wilhelm. But Franco Colombo is not about to walk off that course, is he? No chance, but he's going to finish. 26 flat. That away, Franco. And Wilhelm's winning time almost 3 seconds faster than our previous leader. 14 flat, they have just told us, Bruce. So you take the lead.
Well, I hope so. I hope we can maintain it. Once again, prove the superiority of the big man, the Olympic lifter, over all the bodybuilders and powerlifters.
Bruce, I've seen very few horses in my time pull with the strength that you did.
Well, I prefer to be a bull, not a horse. A bull's more powerful.
Anything you want, big guy. If you want to be called a bull you are. Nice going.
All right, thanks.
Right behind the bull, Bob Young in second place. Kenny Patera is in third. And 2 men shooting at that 14 flat. Lou Ferrigno, a bodybuilder, and Mike Dayton, another bodybuilder.
Get set. Go, go, go.
See if either of them can smash that sensational time of Wilhelm. And even heat so far, Dayton with a slight lead. Dayton is going to win this 20 flat, but it also means that Bruce Wilhelm has captured the tram pull and added 10 more points. Our winner was Bruce Wilhelm. Bruce, congratulations, but I might add, if we took this whole quartet, if anyone wants a field plowed, they might just ask you 4 to show up.
Why, there's no doubt about it. These are 4 of the strongest men I've ever laid eyes on. We're, of course, right behind me, though. Let me make that perfectly clear.
Bobby, you were very happy about this because you were a little concerned here earlier in this event as to how you might do against these men.
But I thought this would be one of my better events. A wheelbarrow I should have done a little better in, but I got my lane. So I was happy to come back in this and do good.
Kenny, even though you finished second in the heat, you wind up third overall.
Well, I have to admit, I have to take my hat off to this man. You know, he's used to running with his legs and stuff, so he deserved where he got. But I still say that 40 pounds of fat shouldn't make that much difference for...
This man is absolutely sick. There's no question about it. I am the best man here.
Let them go on and on, Mike. The good little man is right up there, finishing high.
Pound for pound, I think I'm beating these people here.
Get that out of here.
We don't want to hear that, Mike. We
This
don't.
man's a bodybuilder. Get him out of here.
And so it goes. After 6 events, Bruce Wilhelm leads Ken Patera by 6 points. The car that weighs 1,852 pounds, and they're built all the way up to a car that weighs better than 2,000 pounds. Commissioner of Power, Paul Anderson, brute strength here.
Brute strength here. This is much like a deadlift in powerlifting contest, so it will be definitely brute strength. The athlete will rest the bumper. Of course, he will be standing on pedestal that will raise everyone equal to whether they can get a lift. And just so they pull it up, break it from the platform, and then it is called a lift if you can see under it.
And, Commissioner, after 6 events, Bruce Wilhelm leads Ken Patera by 6 points. Our strawmen didn't have any trouble at all lifting the rear wheels on the first 2 cars. As a matter of fact, didn't have any trouble with this car either. So we added 200 pounds, and the total weight of the automobile is 2,284 pounds. So far, 6 men have made it. We are down to the last 2 in this round. Franco Colombo with his back to you, wearing the green. George Friend in the blue. Hal Conley will start them. 60 seconds, and Colombo gets it done in a hurry. George Friend also goes to the next round. Friend may have injured that right arm. Friend appears to be in pain. The physical therapist, Louis Paul, coming out to tend to George. This time, 300 pounds will be added to the base weight, so that the total weight of the car is 2,384 pounds. Ken Patera on the left and Bruce Wilhelm on the right. Wilhelm, the overall point leader. Patera trying to catch him. Both of these men have competed for the United States at the Olympic Games as our heavyweight weightlifters. Officials John Terpak, Bob Heist, Tommy Kono, Russell Nip, they will raise high the white flag signaling a good lift. Wilhelm has advanced. Patera, though, is experiencing some trouble. Kenny is a professional wrestler, lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. He came into the competition with an injured back.
Come on. Go. It's going.
And Ken Patera is dropping out. Hal Conley helps him out. Louis Paul, very busy with this event. Louis Ferrigno, wearing the red, will be matched against John Cole. Commissioner Anderson told you about this resembling a deadlift, and of course that's what John Cole specializes in.
Come on, let's go.
Perfect example right there. No difficulty in bringing that weight off the ground, and Ferrigno advances. So far on this strongman competition, we've had them lift barrels, toss tires, pull trams, and in the weeks ahead, you will see a girl lift, the refrigerator race, and a tug of war. Now here's Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals. After a slow start in our 10-week competition, Bob Young has come on the last few weeks. Matched against Mike Dayton this time. Total weight of the car, 2,384 pounds. 60 seconds to lift those tires so the judges can see daylight and lift the white flag. Young with the second effort. Dayton, though, is experiencing some trouble. Now Mike Dayton's got it done. I see the Commissioner Paul Anderson, though, conferring now as Franco Colombo gets ready. There's a problem regarding George Friend here.
Let me just try it. If I think I'm in too much pain, I'll stop.
George, let's not try it. The medical expert says no, and I'm going to have to say no. I'm going to have to say no. He says no. George, you cannot look.
George Friend is out of this event.
All right, here we
Colombo
go.
continues.
Deep breath, Franco, deep breath.
2 men have been eliminated. It's interesting that Colombo's our smallest man at 182 pounds, yet he's our only straw man who ever boxed professionally. Good. Got his glove caught there for a moment. Franco, you finding it still as easy as you told me earlier?
No, things are changing now because they're putting too much weight in the car, in the trunk. And it's very interesting. And I'm very surprised that these big guys are still lifting this weight. I'm amazed.
You're surprised that the big guys are still around? They're amazed that you're still around, Franco.
I'm trying.
But can he keep it up? Has ordered the addition of 200 pounds for that total weight of the car. 2,584 pounds for Bruce Wilhelm. 60 seconds to lift those rear wheels so that the judges can see daylight. The competitors will be coming up one at a time this round.
I'm watching and I'll slap it, Bruce, when the flags go up and they go up. Keep it lifted.
Hal Conley, the director of events, telling Wilhelm that he'll signal him. Crowd urging Bruce on. Sun beginning to set in Southern California. Mighty groan, but he didn't get it. And Wilhelm drops out, but that's not a bad move strategically because Ken Patera, in second place overall, is out. Now here's Louis Ferrigno. He has been extremely impressive so far.
All right, here we go. You ready? Get up, Lou. Come on, Lou. Okay.
A bodybuilder who's also an excellent athlete. He makes it. Ferrigno goes to the next round. But I would have to say that the favorite right now, even though Ferrigno has looked so strong, is our powerlift record holder, John Cole. When you compare his powerlift record with that of the great Alexiev of the Soviet Union, John Cole has surpassed him.
Go get it, Johnny.
Can he now handle 2,584 pounds, which is the total weight of the car? Experiencing trouble, but he still has time. Casts aside that support belt. Psychs himself he'll change his style. This is the way many strongmen say this event should be handled. And with a burst of energy, Cole also goes ahead. Cole and Ferrigno still going strong. Bob Young being called up by Conley. Workers will take off a couple of those platforms because of Young's height. Bring the knees right up to the bumpers, make it equal for all the competitors. Lots of time left for Young. He, too, thinking about changing his style, but he's not going to go through with it. He again is going to face the car.
Head up.
And Bob Young decides to drop out. So only 2 men have advanced so far. And up next will be Colombo.
Bob, you were struggling mightily. This is knocking some people out.
Well, I wish I got made. I should have been able to do it, but I just couldn't get a good grip on it. I guess some of the other guys having the same problem. That hack style, the back style, is probably the best way to do it, but unless you ever worked on it, you can't do it.
Yeah, you thought about going to that back style momentarily.
It's known to be the best way to lift it, but unless you worked on it, you know, it's hard to try something that heavy.
And here's Colombo. Can he possibly stay up with the two giants who've already advanced?
Here we go.
He's a favorite here with the crowd, makes his home in Los Angeles. Giving it everything he's got, but he can't do it. And Colombo is out, so only Ferrigno and Cole remain.
Take your time.
Wait a minute, Franco's going to try it again. He's still got time. I thought he dropped out. I was wrong.
Here we go.
Not a bit of quit left in Franco Colombo. Come on, Franco.
Straight, Franco. Do it, Franco. 10 seconds. Hit it. Hit it.
Time running out. And that's it. So Franco gave it the full 60 seconds. Ferrigno and Cole still in it. That's the total weight of the car for the next round. Commissioner Anderson just told me that he will continue to add 50 pounds with each successful lift. And you can see that we are running out of daylight. He's done it again. Is there no end to what Louis Ferrigno can accomplish here? John Cole next. Remember, he changed his style and backlifted last time. 5'11", weighs 256 pounds. His wife, Pam, is here, watching nearby. Taking his time. Just that grip. Got a chance. Yeah, he's got it. Now, the total weight of the car, 2,684. If they keep going, we'll have to move to Dodger Stadium where they've got some lights. You can see someone trying to help us out with a spotlight there, shining it up on Ferrigno's shoulders. Straining away, Ferrigno makes it. And rather easily, I thought. Total weight of the car, 2,684. Pressure is on now.
Okay, here we go.
Cole has responded each time.
Right, prepare to lift. Self-censure.
Crowd closing in.
All right, John. Just do the
Through
right.
the ages,
Here we go.
people have always been so fascinated by strong men. Wait until you see these big guys race with refrigerators on their backs.
Go, John!
John in a bit of trouble that time. Unable to get the proper leverage. Ferrigno watching, wondering if he'll have to go again. 2,684 pounds, the total weight of the car. And that's it. Louis Ferrigno has won an amazing competition.
All right, Louis, the crowd back there, unbelievable effort on your part, and you haven't trained that much with that much weight.
Not really, I'm making a movie now, but I have to say that even though I won this event, these guys here to me are still some of the strongest men in the world, and I idolize them. And I'm proud to be here with them.
Big fella, let me tell you something. I'm not so sure that they don't idolize you after what they just saw.
Well, I would like to brag, but I'll let you do the bragging.
Nice job, Louis.
My pleasure.
Easy to brag about Lou Ferrigno after that 10-point effort. John Cole gets 7 points for second, and then 4 split the rest of the points. So, after 7 weeks, Bruce Wilhelm leads with Lou Ferrigno in second place, just a half point ahead of Kenny Patera.
Time in his career must hoist a pretty girl, and that's what's next. Commissioner of Power Paul Anderson, tell me something. Is it all shoulders?
Not really. In this movement, it'll be about 80% legs and 20% back, and these are the prettiest weights I've ever seen. Of course, they will take it off of a stationary position, go down into a squat, come back up with the girl weights and possibly weights to be added. And just with the 2 starting girls here, how you giving it a try? Get under there and just lift it a little bit. Just a little, not much. Yes, now up. Raise it up now. A little bit more.
You gotta be
You like that much having it. Just that much.
My days as a demonstrator are over. Bruce Wilhelm, the leader, will begin at 476 pounds in the girl lift, and Lou Ferrigno will be our first competitor up. The rules are simple. Each of the strongmen must come down to a squat position and then lift that weight straight to a standing position. You've got to hold it there for a couple of seconds, and Ferrigno's hands cannot leave the bar. And he'll be pumping this with the biggest arm in our competition, a 22 1/2 inch bicep. And Ferrigno continues his pursuit of Bruce Wilhelm, who will be next. Wilhelm came into this event the leader. After the girl lift, just 2 weeks to go, the refrigerator race and the tug-of-war with $22,000 in bonus money on the line. Here's the big fella, 33-inch thighs. Beware Wilhelm in this event. Now, Mike Dayton is due up next, but Mike has told me he's going to pass. He's going to wait for the refrigerator race. Says he has no chance in this particular event, that it belongs to the big men. And here's one of them, Kenny Patera. Injured his back as a wrestler. Every one of these events has caused Kenny great pain, but he is not about to quit. He's battling to become one of the 4 men who go head-to-head in the tug-of-war final. 476 pounds being lifted by our strongmen. Each of those pretty girls weighs 110 pounds. Cages are being used for safety reasons.
Come on, John, it's all yours.
John Cole of Scottsdale, Arizona sounds ferocious, doesn't he? Note how tightly those knees are bandaged. That's for support reasons when they squat down and then explode. He's capable of great bursts of energy. Official Bob Heiss behind John, helping with those safety hooks. John has got it. What does it take to be one of our strong men? Well, you pull, lift, and toss hundreds of pounds, and you'll watch them race with refrigerators on their back. Here's Bob Young. He has the largest neck of any of our competitors, 22 inches. Oh, he looks tough. One competitor to go. We are down to 7 athletes. George Friend is out because of an injury. And here's the little man, Franco Colombo, 188 pounds. They equalize the distance, of course, with the bar. So it's not unfair to our smaller men. Franco has decided just to wrap one knee. And he advances to the next round. So each of our 7 competitors successful. 50 pounds added, total weight 526 pounds. The next competitor, our youngest man, 25-year-old Lou Ferrigno. What an interesting story he is. You probably saw him in the movie Pumping Iron. He's played professional football. 6 feet 5 inches, and that height could work against you in this particular event. That's a long way to come back up, Louis.
No good.
And you could hear the commissioner as Lou Ferrigno drops out. And here's Bruce. Hey, come on now, Bruce. They can't jump up. That's not fair. You made it look easy last time, big fella.
Up.
Second effort does it.
That's the lift. That's it right there. Hey, man.
Well, we'll see about that, Bruce. Kenny Patera and some of the others will have something to say about that. I wonder. No, Kenny says I can't go any further because of that painful back. So here's John Cole. Tommy Kono, the official behind John. All of our officials, of course, expert in the various areas of strength.
Got it.
Tommy right there to snap those safety latches as Cole moves along. Hal Connolly, the director of events, over conferring with Cole. What a good job these officials have done so far. There's Bob Zuver up there. He's oiling down the bar. And here's Bob Young, number 64, the St. Louis Cardinals. How many times you've seen him lead Terry Metcalf into a hole? Now, go ahead, Bobby. Get the 526. He makes this event look like a cakewalk, doesn't he? Young began this competition in 6th place. He must jump past John Cole and our next competitor, Franco Colombo, to move into the top 4. How much further can the good little man go? He's got it. Only 4 competitors remain, and the only 2 who had a chance to take the overall lead from Wilhelm, Ferrigno and Patera, are now out. And we'll add 60 pounds to our next round. Decision. he is going to drop out of the competition right now because he knows that he will still maintain his first-place overall position. Now the commissioner has ruled that we'll add still another 40 pounds. So we go up over 600. And here's Cole. The power lift rankings, he's ahead of the great Alexiev of the Soviet Union. That's the combined total of the Olympic lifts plus the power lifts. John's total, 3,570 pounds. Alexiev, 3,390 pounds. And Alexiev weighs about 100 pounds more than Cole.
John, let's go. Come on, John, come on.
Relaxes a moment.
Come on.
Reaching for the surge.
Come on, come on.
But it is not to be this time.
No, it's good.
Cole, the first to be eliminated. Young and Colombo are left. And Young is trying to win his first event. You know Bob is a great football player, but he was also an outstanding weightlifter out of the state of Texas. He set several records in the super heavyweight class. And now he must lift 626 pounds. Bobby's got a chance, and he made that look easy, didn't he? Bob may finally be breaking through with his first victory here. One strong man standing in Young's way. And you're looking at him, Franco Colombo, who holds 3 consecutive Mr. Universe titles. As a middleweight power lifter, he has bench pressed 475 pounds. He has squat lifted 655 pounds. And from a deadlift, 735 pounds. But he has got to have this one here. And Colombo bows out, meaning that Bob Young is our winner. Bob, congratulations. That bounces you all the way up into 3rd place in our overall competition.
Thank you. I had to do well today. There's just a few events that I can do well in against these guys, and this was one of them that I had to at least stay with them or place high to stay in the running for the finals, and that's my main goal, just getting the finals with them.
Nice lift, Bob Young.
Thank you very much.
Young receives 10 points for placing first. Cole and Colombo, 5.5 points apiece for tie for second, and Wilhelm's 1 point keeps him ahead with 33.25 points. Men have to strap those refrigerators to their back from this angle right here, get this hard up against the back, run down to the finish line. That is 40 yards away, Commissioner of Power Paul Anderson.
40 yards away, and a tough 40 yards because the legs, the back, the entire body, and the endurance are going to be called on to the fullest.
It's a timed event. 2-man heats. Lou Ferrigno matched against Mike Dayton. Last week, Dayton passed up the girl lift to concentrate on this race. Look how awkward those refrigerators are. You've got to get it positioned just right on the small of the back. Dayton opening up an early lead on Lou Ferrigno. Time so important. Mike Dayton will win it in a time of 17.4, but Ferrigno must continue to come. He's in second. He'll want to make that tug-of-war final. His time, 25 flat, and we could say that for the time being, Mike Dayton holds the world record in the refrigerator race. Ken Patera will race alone in this heat because George Friend is injured and out of the competition. Patera being strapped in. The time he has to beat, 17.4. In all of these heats, it's a race against the clock. Patera does not have to beat Dayton's time to qualify for the finals, but he must hold off the challenges of Colombo and Cole. He's competing with that bad back, and he must show at least a good, solid time. And a courageous showing considering that injury. And his time of 21 flat beats Ferrigno's 25 flat. Bob Young getting ready against Franco Colombo. Mike Dayton's time of 17.4, the time to beat. Franco moving quickly, and he's injured his left leg. Colombo is hurt. They're rushing to assist him. Young is coming on through the course. Franco is down. That left leg is injured, and here comes Bob Young. He is not going to beat Mike Dayton's time, but he's going to turn in a strong effort. 20.7 for Young. That puts him in second place. They are back now tending to Franco Colombo, who is down and hurt. Franco is so popular with this crowd. Everyone concerned. Franco, to the doctor who's tending to it, think it was broken?
They say it's broken, but I know it's not broken because I'm a chiropractor myself, and I saw the way it was dislocated. And the biggest problem is uncomfortable. But it's not too much pain, you know. I was doing too fast off start, you see. I wanted to win it because I was behind in points. And I began to run, and that was the wrong thing. You can only walk fast with that.
What a delightful guy Franco is, and I know he's going to be all right. There are the time standings so far in the refrigerator race. Mike Dayton, the leader. And our final heat features our overall point leader, Bruce Wilhelm. He will be matched against John Cole, another of the heavyweights. Wilhelm is assured of a spot in the finals going into this heat.
Okay, we're ready with Bruce. Walk up to the line a little slowly.
Getting that awkward weight up on the small of their backs.
That's it. Get set. See what you mean. Now walk.
Wilhelm coming on step by step. Now he's picking it up. He's moving through there like he did in the wheelbarrow race. You'd hire that big guy to move your furniture in one afternoon. Look at him come. He's got a chance to beat Mike Dayton's time. And he does. Bruce Wilhelm, 17.2. John Cole just keeps on coming. He is determined to finish the 40 yards, and he does. 42.6. Bruce, how did that compare with, like, the wheelbarrow and some of the other events you've been in with?
There's no doubt about it. This has got to be the worst, the ugliest, and the meanest event. But I hope that I'm proving that I'm the prettiest. I didn't come here to finish last. You know that. I came here to win this, and I'm in shape. The rest of these guys are not. Bodybuilders aren't in shape for this kind of stuff. You got to be strong. I'm the biggest man here, and I got to be the strongest.
So the prettiest and the baddest and the strongest picks up 10 more points, and they head for the showdown next week. Wilhelm, Young, Patera, and Ferrigno in the tug-of-war final for $22,000 in bonus prizes. For Superman, engage in a one-on-one tug-of-war showdown for a total of $22,000. Bruce Wilhelm, Olympic weightlifter. Ken Patera, professional wrestler. Lou Ferrigno, bodybuilder. And Bob Young, pro football player. An appropriate Western setting for our final shootout, the men's tug-of-war competition. With 20 points on the line and $10,000, Paul Anderson, and here's the cord they're going to be yanking on.
They certainly will, and up to this point, through the weeks, we've seen all types of feats of strength. But, you know, this is the only man-to-man, man-on-man, and it will be a real tug-of-war where one man pulling against the other. There's a 2-minute time limit. If no one has pulled the other opponent, one man hadn't pulled his opponent over the line in 2 minutes, the one who's pulled him the farthest will win. And there could be a little psyching in this, you know, that hasn't been going on before.
In our first heat, it will be the youth of Lou Ferrigno being helped into that rope by Hal Conley, matched against Bob Young. Ferrigno, 6'5", 278 pounds. He's 25 years old. Bob Young, 6'1", 284 pounds. He is 35 years old. Russ Knipp, the official, will turn them loose. You must pull your competition 9 feet across that center line to win it. Come on, Bobby! Bob Young appears to be in trouble early. Young is down. But he is coming back. Ferrigno down. Lou trying to pull out of trouble. Young may win this with one more effort. He's got him. Bob Young has won our first pull-off, and now he'll be matched against the winner of the next heat. Bobby, that was some monumental effort on your part, because he had you there momentarily.
He had me. I was slipping. I was worried. I gave him a little extra jerk. Got him off balance and made up the territory.
You backed into a camera. I hope you didn't hurt yourself.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
All right, you still got another one to go. Good luck.
Oh, brother, I know.
In slow motion, you'll see that Lou Ferrigno had his chance, but he couldn't make the most of it. Bob Young went down a second time, but he scrambled back to his feet before Lou Ferrigno could take charge. And traction is going to be a key. This is an asphalt surface. Bruce Wilhelm and Kenny Patera are next. Continues on the World's Strongest Men competition with Kenny Patera, 6'1" and 286 pounds, matched against our leader, Bruce Wilhelm, 6'3", 326 pounds.
Break my ribs on this, Wilhelm. I'm going to kick you.
Now that's far enough, Kenny. All Wilhelm has to do to win the $10,000 is capture this heat. Tommy Kono will start them. Patera's in trouble. He can't get any traction.
I told you that there is an advantage of being fat. The man outweighs me by 50 pounds. No, we don't got to go anymore. You know, he's been trying to break my weightlifting records for 5 years now. He still hasn't done that. Where it counts, right in front of the people. He drug me like a wet rag. This is very disgusting. Bruce, next year, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to outweigh you by 10 pounds. You're going to have to push some, big man, because I'll be weighing 350 next year, and I don't think you're man enough to put that kind of weight on.
You will still come back. Your pride will bring you back against Bob Young, though, I know.
Well, I don't know. You think I should?
I think you should indeed.
Well, I don't know. I've got it won now. I don't see why I should strain. To train without strain is to train without gain, but we got it made.
But it's the pride of being an athlete that will bring you out.
Somebody's been giving you a line.
Bob Young says, I can beat Bruce Wilhelm.
He did, huh? I don't think he's man enough. I'll go against him.
And how about Kenny Patera's performance throughout the 10 events? He came in here with a back that he injured as a professional wrestler, and he still hasn't quit. He lost in a hurry to Bruce Wilhelm. Now let's see how he does against Lou Ferrigno. Couldn't get traction against Wilhelm. Having trouble here, but now he is coming back. And it is Ferrigno who can't dig in. Patera yanking mightily trying to capture third. And he's got it. Kenny Patera with a third-place finish. I want to tell you that over in the stands, your lovely wife was screaming and cheering so loud for you.
Well, she always does, either out here or in the ring. It doesn't matter.
That's right. Doesn't make any difference. He's still number one.
It must be wild when he's up there in the ring and some of those fans are screaming and throwing things and you're out there. Do you get into it with them?
Oh, try not to. I try not to because I really could.
Do you let them know who you are?
No, I don't like to do that.
Now, the tug-of-war final, matching Bruce Wilhelm against Bob Young. What a competitor Wilhelm has been throughout this competition, and what a background he's got. All of you realize that he was a member of our Olympic team, but he also is a former shot put champion, wrestling champion. In fact, he was invited to the Olympic trials as a wrestler back in 1966. He outweighs Young. Bob is in trouble. And Wilhelm has done it again. Get over tip out of you and Bruce. I do indeed believe that weight has just a bit of an edge in that, Mr. Wilhelm.
No question about it. You know, if we're going to be realistic, it does have an edge.
Bobby,
I beat him.
I'll tell you something else, Bruce. We got to be fair about this. Bob had to struggle mightily against Lou Ferrigno and came back. Not taking anything away from you, big guy.
I don't want you to. I'm picking him up left and right, but he did a good job, and weight does play a real serious part.
Bruce is a great competitor, and it's no shame to lose Bruce. The weight may have helped him a little bit, but if it did, he gained it. He did it in training. He deserved to be the champion.
Bob, help me with the trophy here for the winner, and present that right on over there to Big Bruce.
You earned it, big boy.
Congratulations, Bruce. You really did earn this, and I'll tell you, I thought all of the athletes were absolutely magnificent. And something like this, you never know what to expect, but everybody really put out.
Well, I'll tell you truthfully, I'm really surprised that I won it. I really am.
Really, Bruce? I thought coming in, maybe you thought you were going to win.
Well, you know, everybody here is big and real strong, and with the exception of the bodybuilders, but they have strength in certain areas, and I hoped I could get in the top 4, but I think once I got the momentum going after winning the beer keg press, I knew we were on the road to victory, and I don't want to come over too obnoxious, but I've enjoyed every minute of it.
This make you the world's strongest man?
There is no doubt about it. We're looking at him right here. Take a good photo here.
One great big yell out of Bruce Wilhelm. Victory yell. Let me hear it. We should give Bruce 10 more points for that yell alone, and the total prize money that he takes, $12,162, including that bonus. From Universal City, California,